Well, hello everyone, it's Liam Catterson here with another episode of Person of Interest. It's the penultimate episode of Season 3, so I'm looking forward to getting into this and seeing how we do build up to the finale. Obviously, with that last episode, it was going to be very, very stressful, very touch and go, with Samaritan given its 24 hours, and it was quite emotional stuff as well, obviously, with Greer getting to Grace, and yeah, I mean, again, it was just emotional stuff. I think the tears said it all, really, when it came to the crossing on the bridge, so yeah, but again, I'm really looking forward to seeing where things are gonna go now that Greer does have Finch in captivity. Of course, we're gonna find a way to rescue Finch, but it depends on how things are gonna go down, especially with these next two episodes, especially with big worries in my gut. So yeah, with that said, though, let's get into this episode of Person of Interest. It is episode number 22 of season 3. Let's go.
You're the reason I can afford law school anyway. I'm just doing it for the bragging rights. My brother, the lawyer. How about...
See, you could have stuck with that rather than this, vigilance malarkey.
That's what I really want. You stay with your Uncle Peter.
What are the charges?
Asked you a question.
We don't need to answer your question.
I want to know.
Security exception. Read the warrant.
Okay.
My brother's an airline mechanic. You got the wrong guy.
All we want to know is...
And apparently, you ain't gonna know shit.
Why do these Decima guys keep killing themselves?
It's for the insurance.
Yeah.
Each agent get going on. We'll be her eyes and ears.
Yep. But Finch is all good for now.
I apologize for the unpleasant accommodation.
It's a bit lifeless. Get a plant.
Face to operating on its own accord. Children can be so disappointing.
Wow.
The world needs structure, Mr. Finch.
Just because you be the
And
type to
Samaritan
abandon
will
your
provide
kids
that.
doesn't mean that Finch would. Just like that.
Still a dead man's key.
Just like that.
She asked me to find out where our recently deceased Decima friend has been.
The boys?
Oh yeah, because she's been gathering a team. Hey!
And as much as I'd love some girl talk, you need to go to the Carlton Hotel.
Come on.
And, why do I need a sat phone?
Trust me.
Look, she's smirking. She is smirking. I don't give a hoot. I don't give a hoot. That's nice rhyming. That was not deliberate. No, I don't care. She smirked. The shoot ship is full in effect. Don't care. I will defend this ship until my last breath. I love it. That was a smirk. She's warming to root.
Samaritan is not for sale, Senator.
It's just
Decima will retain ownership. We will provide you the critical information.
Yeah, you're not using it.
You want me? And if I say no?
Those are my terms, Senator. You must ask yourself this. Do you want to prevent accidents?
That's it, though. He's gonna be like, well, America can get fucked then.
Burn.
Secret Service.
And we got a threat. Oh, love that.
Control. That's whose number we got?
Yeah.
Control understands how the machine works. So she's covering her tracks.
Well, the machine saw something.
Yeah.
And if Control is behind it, then it's something bad.
Oh, heck. It got tasty. Or she can use her fists. Oh, this is where the silencer will probably come in handy.
What do I get in return?
An open system. One owned by a private entity that gives us plausible deniability.
Oh,
While we
really?
continue to protect our country
Really?
from terrorist attacks. I've done the job
Parrots?
for years.
Let me just shoot him now.
We still don't know if they're the perpetrators yet, Shaw.
You're joking. It's control. She almost
It's like
killed
it's
you,
so obvious.
and me and Harold. Should I continue?
We all make mistakes.
Big
Look at the
mistakes.
front door, Woody.
Just remember I told you so when all this goes pear-shaped.
I just had a
You
oh
ready
oh
to have
hello.
some fun?
I thought you'd never ask.
I just knew
Who
that.
is he?
I have no idea.
Oh boy. No, but it all goes back to my worries when it comes to Control and Samaritan. It's like, well, this is an obvious connection when it comes to obviously the Northern Lights project getting kaput. Control that wasn't going to be the last we'll see of Control. Especially in terms of holding in power and all of that.
Personal abyss. I built the machine to save lives, but how could I be certain that it wouldn't one day determine that all of humanity was irrelevant? Please, you cannot allow Samaritan to go online. Hale told time and again.
It's this
I
whole
don't think
talk
of Samaritan
about
as a child. I'm not that presumptuous.
But
oh,
I
no
plan
surprise.
to
Well, what a
celebrate
surprise.
Its brilliance, not muzzle it.
That's it though. Everyone's like there have been
Humans think that you
comments.
could control something so powerful.
Yeah.
Whoever said I wanted to control it?
No, but it's so funny though because there have been comments in the past about how Finch has crippled the machine and all of that, and now he's getting this talk again where you got Greer being like, I want to celebrate Samaritan's success, its abilities to walk and all of that. Yo.
That a year ago, Northern Lights prevented a terrorist attack in Georgetown. An operator
There
of
we
ours
go.
intercepted and executed that would-be terrorist. Protective bubble of the very program in which they're railing against. The one that saves them from terrorist attacks every single day.
It's this whole work from the ground up again to
and domestic.
assure confidence, especially with this shit being online. Oh boy.
Vigilance.
We just have a few questions for you.
Oh shit! Didn't even let them ask you questions. Wasted the muffins though.
In plain sight, well trained. Your vigilance.
Boom. Had a feeling.
Vigilance because they're here.
Yeah, and not just that though, but they're lambs to a slaughter.
Must be to kill Control and the others.
Well, there's gonna be a bloodbath.
Terrorist group that tried to blow up an American embassy in Egypt on March 11th.
Shit.
Well, this is just a picture.
Yeah, I mean it is. And that it maybe speaks 1,000 words.
We're not even Muslim. I mean, this doesn't...
But I want to know what those groupies of yours are working on.
Something to slow down our enemies.
Oh god. Oh hell. Well, it better be quick. We trust these guys though, right?
It's time, but what about the next?
Listen, Shaw. If Control's in touch with Greer, she'll lead us to Harold. Your trigger finger gets itchy, we'll get nothing, and he dies.
Yeah. We'll have to play this delicately.
Lobo race.
I'm sorry, Shaw. I love you, but delicacy.
Jason and I combed through the virus's code. It's targeting custom-built microswitchers sold to one company.
Which one?
The power company.
Help.
Blackout! Shit!
You're in danger. All of you.
You receive
Is
my number.
this is gonna be
Harrison
like an
Still.
EMP, isn't it?
Much-
Shit! Well, no machine assistance this time.
What the hell was that?
You know that bad thing that was gonna happen?
It happened. Oh my
I
god.
think it just did.
The Purge!
Your fault Jesse killed himself. We're all responsible for our own actions.
That holds true to the uh-oh.
I'm gonna go sit with
To
Frankie.
the present day for him, doesn't it?
I'd be dead if it wasn't for Jesse.
He's not part of a group,
He
is
saved
he?
my life in so many ways.
Yo.
I wish I had been there for him.
Yo, what the fuck? Is this gonna yeah, this is really gonna... Shit! So we're seeing how things come about for Peter because of the fact that they bullshitted to him. He wanted information and all of that, and... Yeah. And there is the possibility, there is the likelihood that that guy wasn't, you know, part of a terrorist group. So, yeah. What are you doing, Milo? This is perfect for Vigilance.
The sky was on fire.
Yeah, with the German bombers.
Is that why you joined the military? A high probability, given what I've learned about you and your interest in national security.
Eesh.
The time I was an adult, wars were no longer quite so straightforward. Not that those alliances ever truly exist. They're an illusion.
Yeah.
Like seeing a sunset in a sky of flames.
Very apt.
Decisions will be based on pure logic. Now,
oh no.
That's a leader deserving of our vote.
The way that they're trying to trade off the rights and wrongs of Samaritan being online. Yeah. Holy damn. I just feel like with this hoo-ha that's going on, Samaritan will need to be on. Yeah. Oh my god!
Take care of her.
Yeah, about that. Shaw's gonna ace them. Reese will. Yeah.
But he took him alive.
Vigilance has something else planned.
Yeah, but what?
Oh! Hello! Hello, Hirsch! Alright!
Almost there. Who the fifth number belongs to. It was tucked away under several aliases, but even MI6 can't hide from her.
Oh.
Mr. Greer.
And Greer has Finch.
The machine doesn't know. But Hirsch does.
Yeah, Hirsch will know. He's information.
Careful, Shaw.
Oh, heck.
Where's Finch?
You think I know?
My friend is never wrong, which is as annoying as
that. She called her friend.
Besides, you got me back, Shaw.
Oh, not even close. I drugged you. I left you with your heart
Really,
still
guys?
beating.
I
Really?
think we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
You're right. We need to work together to save Finch.
Enemy of my enemy.
Then we help you rescue.
Napping a senator will get you to life.
Mr. Greer, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, no. No!
Well, now. I'm not usually a fan of surprises, but this is one I'll happily accept. Harold, is it?
You know, you could have said a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
It'd be just as damaging as a conviction. He could never be cleared because the government never pressed charges.
Innocent people don't kill themselves, Mr. Brandt.
Wow! What a shitty move!
No,
that's
people without hope do.
That's fucked.
Supposed to lock up the criminals, not create them.
Oh.
You took my brother's life, so what does that make you?
And how apt that is when he becomes the criminal. Unknown as well. Oh shit.
Meet Samaritan.
Shit. Belly of the beast.
Time to expose the truth to our fellow citizens. truth that has been lurking beneath the shadows for
I
so
know.
long.
Wait, Finch is gonna be on. Wait!
Their country is no longer theirs. That their freedoms have been stripped away.
Welcome to the trial of the United States government.
Oh, hells.
Court is now in session.
Oh, boy. Oh, not what I was imagining. You know, we'd be going for the finale of this season. I'm here for it. As long as, you know, Finch does not become part of the executed party. That's what I'm getting, man. I'm going to be your judge, your jury, your executioner. So, yeah. But I'm guessing this is only, I don't know. Because, I mean, I'm sure the TV's only broadcasted to those, to Hirsch, Reese, and Shaw. Maybe a select few others as well. But, because if this got out, like, worldwide and all of that, then I was just thinking, but then again, Grace wouldn't watch it because she's going to Italy, so, yeah. Well, I mean, this finale is going to be very interesting with, with Control, Finch, Greer, the other two, yeah, they're now on trial, yeah, makeshift trial and all of that, but, I mean, that's it. With Collier, he has made it abundantly clear that, the government, are frauds, essentially, and, that they are fighting for the people. So, it's, I mean, I don't expect anything to happen, potentially, to Greer and Finch, especially when it comes to Samaritan. So, yeah. And it was just very interesting going into Greer's comments about Samaritan and all of that. So, yeah. Because there were some very, very interesting points that Greer did make a mention of when it came to Samaritan and all of that, about how it will operate and all of that. And, of course, talking about how, like, what was interesting that stood out to me was he was another person that talked about how Finch has crippled the machine and all of that. Whereas he, with Greer, he doesn't want any kind of control over it. So yeah, it was just very, very interesting. To go into certain comments that were darting on in regards to the pros, I guess the pros and cons of Samaritan, really. So, yeah. As well as, of course, there was that debate. I had a feeling that there was going to be some kind of involvement when it came to Samaritan and Control. So, yeah, but it was very interesting to get into that whole debacle before Vigilance showed up, in regards to trying to, what was the advisor and all of that, and how Control really used his kids as a way to be like, well, think of it like this: what would have happened, hypothetically, without any kind of system to monitor these attacks and all of that? Your kids wouldn't be alive today, etc. So yeah. But I mean, it was just very, very interesting to see all of the pieces in play in this episode. I mean, even Root and the boys, like, Root has been assembling her own army for the back part of this season. Although I kind of expected them to last into the next episode, but Root is trying to look out for them, so figures. And now she's outside Samaritan, and we have figured out, in terms of, you know, the servers and all of that, it was a way to try and slow down Samaritan's, like, the rise of Samaritan, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really fascinated to see where the next episode's going to go in terms of who might live, who might die, and Samaritan itself. So yeah, you can kind of get a part 1 feel in terms of how incomplete and how on the edge this was. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was very interesting going into Collier's past as well. I mean, that was probably one of the big aspects of this episode, was finding out what shaped Collier to the person he is today. And a real important commentary on how the war on terror can kind of create people like Collier. Because that's it, though. What he is doing is a part of terrorism and whatnot. And it is just so interesting how the very thing that he was, fighting against when it came to his brother, and how, there was those accusations. It can't have been. He was in AA and all of that. That shaped him into the person he is today because of the fact that the government absolutely fucked him over. So I couldn't believe that comment and all of that. If he, innocent people don't kill themselves. What the shit kind of comment was that, though? And it just shows how heartless government officials can be. Because that's it. Government officials can be completely out of touch, can be completely devoid of emotion. And that kind of comment is just... yeah, because of the fact that they have taken everything from him and he's lost the will to live. So it's not about the fact of, hey, he was clearly guilty and all of that. Yeah, that kind of comment really pissed me off at all of that. So, but again, it just shows how out of touch and how inhumane certain, there are going to be some government officials who are just going to be absolutely heartless, who have no empathy whatsoever, and will not give a shit if they even sell out their children to make sure that they can thrive and all of that. So, yeah, because they would. They would throw their families under the bus because they do not give a shit about anyone but themselves, some government officials. So, yeah. No matter what country it is, there are going to be some people within the government who just do not give a shit about their families, about anyone, their loved ones, but themselves. So, yeah. And it was just really, really sad, though, because of the fact that he was, he was absolutely chastised for something he didn't even do. And... whether that is something to do with certain prejudices that within, certain government members and all of, because again, just because you're a government official doesn't mean that you're exempt from racism and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it's the fact that they got these pictures. Oh, you're in cahoots with this Islamic terrorist group because the picture says it all, and the surveillance doesn't lie. What was that guy? He's what was his name? Brandt. Yeah. He said that the surveillance doesn't lie. Apparently, it does. So, yeah. But it was just really, really messed up. It was just really, really messed up in terms of how they handled Jesse was his name. So, yeah. Because that's it, though. They completely broke him. And I did... here's the thing about Peter and his whole... and that whole debacle. I did feel so bad for him. But I do not, of course, excuse his actions he is doing in the present day. So, yeah. The government, you could say, created their own monster. So, yeah. It was just completely messed up. But again, I don't sympathize with him in the present day. His actions, his choices are his own and all of that. he could try to retaliate against the government in a non-terror, in a way that doesn't brand him as a terrorist. But obviously, what is transpiring right now, you can't really do anything about that. So yeah. As well as the fact that he got that message towards the end, that was really the final, I guess, nail in the coffin, really, because of the fact that, I know what really happened with your brother and all of that. So yeah, and we don't know who sent that text as well. I don't know if Greer had any kind of involvement in that shit or whatever, but yeah. So a really sad kind of backstory there when it came to Collier and what happened to his brother. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, when it comes to the usage of Samaritan as well, it was just really fascinating to just see, especially Greer and Finch talk about the pros and cons and what, Finch has been doing with on his side of things versus the ambition of Greer and Samaritan. Meanwhile, you got, Control and that senator, trying to bring Samaritan into the hands of the government again, so they can again have some control. So yeah, and it was just very fascinating to see where things would go down. So yeah, I also loved that standoff between Hirsch and Sean Reese. That was just really, really fascinating. Of course, enemy of my enemy shtick has to be established, I would say. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, they were obviously too late. We knew that anyways, trying to get to Finch and co. So yeah, but yeah, there were some really, really amazing moments with this episode. Like I said, especially with Greer and Finch, but of course, Greer talking about really the world that he grew up in when he came to the Blitz, and again, how he just wants Samaritan, like the way he's trying to like establish Samaritan in the world and all of that. So yeah, so it was just really, really fascinating just to see how he was, because that's it though. I think with him, he does want his version of the best of humanity, and the way he just talks about about Samaritan, and the way it should be different from how Finch hobbled the machine and all of that. It's just been very, very great stuff. The way that with Greer, he just wants Samaritan to be dictated by that logic. It's just fascinating to see him make mentions about the Blitz and all of that, and like I said, Finch's way of how he's tried to play God with the machine, and how he doesn't want any kind of, I guess, restrictions, really. It's just been fascinating to see his way of looking out for the best of humanity. Of course, there is a twisted caveat in terms of, like, Finch gets out the equation. He is the main pillar, and he's not budging whatsoever in terms of being anti-Samaritan. So, but even so, is it really worth the risk on keeping Finch around? The world doesn't need Finch. He is a dead man, anyways, who had a purpose. But that purpose will be null and void if Samaritan gets online. So he can go back to being a complete dead man. So, yeah. But it was just really, really fascinating, like I said, to go into Greer's 2 cents about Samaritan. And it was really, really investing. So, yeah. But yeah, it was really, really great. Like I said, to really push because with Vigilance, I feel like, I mean, obviously the report was leaked and all of that, and that was a massive dub for them. But this is really, really like, I feel like that was, I don't know, compared to all of their previous appearances prior to the report leaking on them, you know, this was a big push, but it wasn't grandiose, if that makes sense. This, the Blackout, them capturing the likes of Greer, Control, all of them, putting them on trial. This is it. I mean, you kind of expect them to lose, and you kind of expect, I guess, maybe a happy ending. I don't know, but you do kind of expect Collier's story to conclude by next episode, at least. I could be wrong, but that's the kind of anticipation I have in mind as I will be going into the last episode. But I mean, whatever the case, this is massive for them. This is the massive strike again from Vigilance that they have been building towards all season long, and it's just very, very investing stuff, as well as, of course, it being tied to, I guess, the creation of Collier's, well, I wouldn't say Collier's Vigilance, but the kind of push to terrorism that Collier would soon embrace in the present day, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, brilliant stuff. I also loved the shoot moments as well. She called Root was called friend. You heard it. She was called friend. They didn't like each other at the beginning of the season. Now they're friends. I'm never getting off this shoot agenda whatsoever. They have my heart, and it's like, ah. So yeah, but I'm excited for the finale. So exciting times ahead of us. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!